What I love so much about you as a leader and your leadership strategies, honestly, Liz, is it's not just for work and business. As you're talking, even as a parent, I think put yourself
Mm,
in the shoes of your children. Don't try to solve their problems for them. Think about what their problem is. Don't look for the solution so quickly, right? Same thing with your employees. Sit down and, like you said, be empathetic, really understand them. I mean, so the fact that you took the time to just, unpeel those layers is just amazing. As you said, it is brave because, like every hour, every minute going by, it counted for so much.
yeah.
What was, I mean, so, and then you came up with Together Coffee, right? How quickly did it take? The day? Was it a week? How long did it take you to come up with your new dream for what Sseko offers?
It was actually, and of course this doesn't always happen. For us, it was the same day. In that same meeting where we sat down and got really focused on the problem, we walked out of that meeting having an idea for a new product line that, by the way, sat in a completely new industry, a completely new vertical, something that we had never done before. I'm not, again, I'm not promising that, you're focusing on important problems and being a problem finder will immediately yield that. But for us in that moment, I think, to your point, because we knew the stakes were really high, right? Where it was like every minute really did feel like that it mattered and that it really did count. So literally we walked out of that meeting going, this is the new problem. This is the new opportunity. And do we know if we're going to be able to pull this off? 100% not. We had not answered any of the questions in day one of the how, but we walked out with the wow. Like we walked out, and I think that actually is really important. Another kind of core concept of beginner's pluck and things that beginners do well that we lose over time when we become masters and experts, because we have so much how under our belt. We have so much experience executing. We have so much experiencing why and how projects thrive or projects fail. And one of the kind of underbellies of that experience is that we can become so quick to shift from the wow idea into the how. And oftentimes that ends up being like how it's not going to work, how we don't have enough, we're not going to be able to finance that. We don't have the team in place. We don't have the expertise. We don't have the time, whatever it is. And when you jump too quickly to the how, what it does is it just like sucks the life force and the energy out of the dream and the idea. And here's the thing. I'm not here singing Pollyanna, like, kumbaya. If you just sit around a campfire and wow your ideas, you're going to manifest them. Don't think about the how, right? Like we all know here that it's like how and executing and having a plan for executing is so important. But what is important is that giving that idea time to breathe and time to generate excitement and vision and wonder ends up being the energy that actually carries you through the how phase. And so for us, we walked out of that meeting not with a plan at all about how we were going to execute, but with this kind of sense of like wonder and curiosity, and frankly, just like energy and optimism for ourselves, right? Like, and you can't underestimate the value on that alone for a founder, for a leader of a company, for an employee, for a team in the time of crisis, in a time where everything feels so unknown, so uncertain, to be able to provide something for your team that everybody's kind of feels like they're grabbing onto and is going like, I don't know if this is going to work. But man, wouldn't this be something if we pulled this off together? And it really just like kind of creates this like kind of energy and underdog excitement, and like we're going to beat the odds and we're going to do it together. And so for us, it was a really quick turnaround between making that connection between her very real new problem and then the opportunity that we felt like as a company we could actually step into and serve her in. And then frankly, it was like another 6 weeks before we were before we had a product to the market, which normally would have taken us probably 18 months would be my guess in normal times, right? But again, when we are in a time of crisis and massive change, There is challenge, but there is serious opportunity, because for a whole variety of reasons, you can work faster and more creatively and more innovatively, frankly, and your customers and your team, their resistance to change right now is actually at an all-time low, because you only have so much capacity as a human, right? Like, for resistance. And so when you're in normal times and everything is like, going along as it is, and you introduce this one change over here, it's really easy for your team, for your community, for your customer base, for your investors, whoever we're talking about, to go like, okay, I have all of this energy and I can go zzz, and I'm going to focus it over here. And my instinct is most likely for most people going to be to resist that change and to be fear-based and to come up with all the reasons it's not going to work. When you are in crisis, right, your everything is changing. Let's take the crisis that we've gone through over the last year. Literally every part of your life has changed. How you work, who you work with, how your kids are being educated, your schedule, your so many things have changed that, like, I don't have any more reserves to like become laser focused and make a mountain out of a molehill about this change happening over here. That actually is an incredible opportunity for us as leaders, as entrepreneurs, as founders, as team leaders, as managers, to change the way that we're thinking about things, and to give people something to focus their energy on that feels really hopeful and positive. And I don't want us to miss that opportunity.